Hey kids, Brian Trauman here, Pez through the ages. I'm going to need some help here today with Sylvester. We've got a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. Check us out, subscribe to both, check out the files section. You're going to love it. Sylvester. Now John, I love John, but we've got Sylvester A, B, and C. Now C I can get on board with, although I think that should be C and D. A and B, I'm having trouble distinguishing between the two. I get that B is more common. It's from 1992 as opposed to 96. I think the Pez website's only got kind of an A and a B. I need help. These are what I would call A. And let's take a look. We've got a no foot, so we're clearly in the A section. This is on a 3.9 Hong Kong 2. And we've got, this is a black head, the white face. It's got the whiskers painted underneath. And if we take a look at all the noses, this is probably the darkest red. And it's got these 3 hairs on top. You see that? You can see that. 3 hairs. And they kind of go long, tall, and short. We've got a copyright here on the back. I'll zoom in for you guys. What does that say? I don't really know. It says something. Maybe Warner Brothers. This is Sylvester. Often found without the face piece, just the black head with the eyeballs, and people always asking, what is this thing? The answer is Sylvester. Notice the kicker and lack of bumps on the back. This is a plastic spring. All right, I'm gonna come back to some of that stuff in a minute. This guy's got feet, and he's got nice thick feet, and it's on a 3.9 Austria. 3.9 Austria thick feet. It's got the spine, and it's an 8. Now it's the same kind of thing. It's creamier whiskers. The hair looks to be about the same. Long, tall, short. The eyes are perhaps a crappier version of the paint. It looks like the same copyright on the back. We've got a different kicker, and we've got these bumps on, let me zoom in. We've got these bumps on the back to hold it, keep it from rolling around. I don't know that that was a problem, but it is. So that's what those things are for. Still the whiskers, everything else pretty much the same. I would say those are both the same version A. This one is maybe a little bit newer looking. This one's also on maybe like a medium foot, thin foot. This is a 3.9 China. You see the squashed letters. Made in China is centered as opposed to justified to the margins, which means I want to flip it over and look for a double down, and sure enough, there's a double down. P starting at the top on both sides, that's a double down. That alone adds some value to it, some interest, and again, there are 5,000 dispensers here. I've only got, not even a dozen of these. What else to tell you about this? It's a black head. We've got the long, tall, and short hairs. The eye seems very nicely printed. The plastic white whiskers seem to be maybe a different manufacturer. Let's zoom in. Same copyright stuff here on the back. Single leaf, no bumps. Kicker looks a little bit different than the first. Oh, here's the second one with the bumps. And it is definitely a different kicker. And let me get it better for you guys. Oh, let me put it down and stop shaking the camera. Let's get better light. And zoom. Where are these things? Different kickers. Now, lastly, we've got this blue one. It is a dark blue. Hopefully you see that difference. It's a dark blue. It's got this thing on the, here's the key about this one. You see this bump on the back of the stem? I don't know what that is. Bump on the top of the stem. There are a few of those, including some of the Flintstones. Here's a 4.9 Austria 8. Same kind of, the hair seems to have been chopped off. I don't think that was intended. I think that's a mistake. Anyway, then we've got B and C, I'll call it. I don't know. I don't think that's the way John's keeping track. These are really the two differences. You've got, look at the eyes. On the left, they're kind of pulled towards the center, whereas on the right, they're not. You've got the whiskers. You've got a different size of the nose, which could just be paint, but I don't think so. I think that's the size of the mold. And we'll take a look at the back. And let me pick them up because they're probably going to have dates on the back. Zoom in. This one says 1995, and this guy says Series 13. This came out in 2013. So 95, this would be the one I would think is going to be in John's book for 96. Totally makes sense. But the second piece he's got in there for Sylvester C is the one that comes out much later here on the right. These here, the black nose and the red whiskers, these are test pieces. There are a number of them out there. They'll run you maybe $50 or so if you're lucky. Here's a 4.9 Austria single leaf. Let's take a look. This is the 95 version. This one is going to be as well. Sure enough, 95. And it's got the red whiskers. I think this is probably my favorite one. It's on a 4.9 Hungary. And I don't have much more to add to this. I'm terribly confused about these. Can you help me?